DreamCon definitely lives up to the hype. I think that everything good that you've seen about it is true. It's valid. Now, I went with a premium badge because, as a person that's attended a lot of big festivals, conferences, conventions, like cultural events and whatnot, like of big sizes, I'm talking Essence Fest, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week stuff, um, Curl Fest, if you ever heard of that, and whatnot, a bunch of things. And I've even been a volunteer and have worked a lot of these things. I was like, I'm gonna get me a premium badge so I can help like avoid and mitigate some of the things you're bound to experience at an event of this size. Now, I am a panel girly, right? I love going to panels a bit more even than some of the main events on the big stages. So when I saw the programming for this year's DreamCon and I saw all the panels, I was like building up my schedule. I was like, oh, this is so good. And they had such a variety of things I was really, really excited and looking forward to. And when I saw the diversity in programming, right, I was like, you know, they're being like intentional, and I feel like the excitement for it is warranted from like the meetups. They had like sporting things, like a sports arena. They had a wrestling ring, and then again, like the wide variety of like craft programming, line dancing, and then actual fireside chats and the panel conversations. I was like, okay, this is really, really good stuff here. One of my main critiques though is that like again, I got that premium badge and I feel like since they had a couple events that were like on the big stages that were RSV required, I think as a premium badge holder, you should have gotten like a day early access to the RSVP links. If it was going to be that important, then that should have been it. But what I learned quickly is that the premium badge didn't really matter. The premium badge didn't ease or expedite like anything, honestly. And I would attribute a lot of that to the fact that the staff and volunteers were just so grossly uninformed. I I don't know. I would have wanted for the staff and the volunteers to have one sheets, like a one-page rundown of the section that they're in. That, you're in this area. These are the things that's happening. These are the type of lines you should be having. These are the times that the line should be starting. Like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before a thing starts, start making that line. I was so disappointed at the lack of information that they had because I ended up on the wrong lines for multiple things. And I mean, like, I was waiting on the line and I was asking my questions. And by the time I ended up even in some things, and I was like, this is literally not what I want to see. And by the time I got to where I wanted to go to, more often than not, it was already full. So I was like, great, great, love this for me. Also, a lot of line management was falling on security of the convention, and I don't think that's fair either. Like, security is there to be security. They really don't know the ins and out and intricacies of your event, and they also were doing their best, but also misleading a lot of people. Like, anyways, I don't want to get frustrated all over again, but I just also wanted better for security. Like honestly, I believe I saw DreamCon say that they had around 44 to 45,000 attendees this year, and I think it was like their biggest year. And without a doubt, I can say they did not have enough staff for that amount of people. They just didn't. I don't know if they had enough staff for 20,000 people, to be honest with you. So I can only imagine how stressful that could have been for the staff and the volunteers as well. With all that aside, I still did have a good time at DreamCon. I can truly understand and empathize. Also, as someone that like went to a PWI and all that sort of stuff, I also went to like art school, so really unconventional college. How being in a space with so many black people that share such similar interests to you, be it like I'm just getting into anime as we know, just getting into it. Um, but there's like, okay, if you're not into anime, there's video games. There was sports stuff, like I said, wrestling. There was like crafty things, magical girl things. There's really so much for you to find community in. And I know I was seeing things about people being there by themselves, and you can really have a blast if you're there by yourself. I wasn't by myself. Actually, I was there because I had two panels that got accepted, and my panel experiences were definitely amazing. So, with all that being said, for me, the pros definitely outweigh the cons for DreamCon. But at the same time, the cons are pretty significant and important to me, especially if I'm paying to have a certain type of experience and it's not guaranteed that that experience is going to be had. Like I thought, and maybe this was my bad, that there was going to be like a premium badge lounge. And in my mind, I'm like, perfect. That's a place where I could just kind of go and, kind of woosah for a little bit or something. But I didn't really come across that. So I don't know what was going on. Neither here or there, right? I feel like it's still too soon to be like, oh, I'm not going next year or I'm definitely going next year. I literally last week was there. It was my first time in Houston, first time in Texas, period, first time at DreamCon, doing these panels. So I'm not sure yet. What I am sure about is if I go, I will definitely do things a bit differently. And I'm sure I'm still gonna have a good time. I ran into internet friends, friends from all over. Um, I went with friends, so yeah. Oh, there's one more thing. I see people often talk about DreamCon versus like BlurredCon or DreamCon or BlurredCon, and in my opinion, it's DreamCon and BlurredCon. It's both. It's not or. And I say that because they both serve different functions to a certain extent, right? So for me, I went to BlurCon for the first time this year. I also had two panels there, and BlurCon feels like a homecoming. Like I really did enjoy that vibe. Feels like a homecoming. Again, as someone who went to art school PWI, that's what it felt good there. DreamCon felt good in a different way because DreamCon has that like undergrad energy like bite to it. So I think they both deserve to exist, and I don't think you choose one or the other. If anything, maybe you go to one year and you go to the other next year. I'm grateful that I was able to do both this year and have programming a part of the conventions. And at the end of the day, I had a great time. And I would not deter anyone from going to both. I just want y'all to have information that I haven't really seen shared about online yet. I haven't seen it, not that someone hasn't. So, yeah, that was my experience. I'll be posting my DreamCon stuff. I actually still haven't even posted BlurCon stuff eventually, but hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to y'all later.